The film begins with Mykola Voronenko, another mathematician, physicist, and ecologist, as he bids farewell to his pregnant wife, Nastya, and then goes to work on his bicycle. They live in a very peaceful area in the Donbass region of Ukraine, on a 2-hectare plot of land. They are considered the first eco-settlers in the area. Mykola parks his bicycle and heads to school, where he teaches. Inside, he sees on the news that special forces have killed 100 protesters in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. He also discovers that their president has fled to Russia because Russia is about to invade Ukraine. While teaching physics, Mykola does his best to share knowledge and educate his students. A student named Ivan shows no interest in learning. Instead, he continues to antagonize the teacher whenever he gets the chance. When the lesson ends, Ivan approaches the teacher and tells him to leave because he is a foreigner. On another routine bike ride to work, Mykola sees armed soldiers near his land. He doesn't dwell on it and goes to work as usual. He parks his bicycle and enters the school. He is surprised to find the place empty, and he is the only teacher present. On the news, he sees chaos everywhere as Russian forces continue to invade neighboring areas. He immediately takes his bicycle and heads home. His wife is alone, and the thought of the armed men he saw earlier worries him. Unfortunately, he is not mistaken. From a distance, he sees his wife being beaten. He rushes to help her but ends up being struck with a weapon by a soldier. He pleads with them not to harm him because his wife is pregnant, but they refuse to listen. A Russian soldier enters their house and sets it on fire. As the two are about to leave, Nastya grabs a rock to throw at them. She is then shot and killed by a bullet in front of Mykola. Moments later, 2 members of the Ukrainian militia help Mykola bury Nastya as he returns to his burned-down home. He manages to retrieve the wooden crucifix his wife had made. Mykola buries his wife with a broken heart and then decides to join the soldiers. Not knowing what to do next, he joins the Ukrainian militia on their way to the base. The leader does not trust him, believing he might be a spy. Mykola expresses his intention to join them and drive the Russians out of their country. He is offered the chance to train with them, but being a pacifist, he has little knowledge of weapons, and training is very challenging for him. A woman shows him how to disassemble and assemble a weapon. He is determined to learn. One evening, while doing some physical training, Mykola assures the officer that he is no longer a pacifist. He prefers the code name Raven. He reminds the officer that code names are earned. The training is new and challenging for him, but he strives to equip himself with all the knowledge and skills needed for revenge. The trainees are told there aren't enough snipers on the battlefield. When they ask who wants to volunteer for sniper training, only a few seem interested. Mykola stands up and tells them he wants to become a sniper. The officer asks him to sit down because he can't even disassemble and assemble a rifle in time. Mykola requests the chance to prove he can do it. He assures the officer that he can do it in 20 seconds. An AK-47 is placed on the table by the officer. To everyone's surprise, Mykola blindfolds himself and begins to disassemble the rifle, then reassembles the parts smoothly. He accomplishes this in just 18 seconds. Instead of laughter, this time he receives a round of applause. Mykola is now admitted to sniper training. During the training, Mykola is surprised when he receives a different weapon from the other trainees. He refuses to leave because he believes it's unfair not to receive the same weapon. He also requests the SVD-63, a semi-automatic sniper rifle, the same one the others receive. This does not sit well with the staff in charge. Mykola has no choice but to accept what he has. The trainees are told to remain invisible under all circumstances. Part of the test involves the instructor firing close to them. If they react, they are rejected. Most trainees fail the test. Mykola does not flinch, despite the loud noise and the risk involved in this training. Another test is to cover the scope. Once the target is identified, Mykola misses, even though he knows he doesn't have the best weapon. Mykola doesn't use it as an excuse. When the training focuses on calculations, Mykola impresses the lieutenant because he can calculate the answer before his training comrades. Being a mathematician proves useful. Mykola passes and becomes a sniper. One day, the lieutenant tells Mykola to pack his bags. He is part of the team that will be sent to a checkpoint captured by the Russians. The team positions itself immediately. Each sniper has their own target. As they are about to execute their plan, a car approaches the roadblock. The lieutenant prevents them from shooting. The couple in the car is asked to step out and present their passports. The boy wants his passport back, but the Russian who took it refuses to return it. Tensions escalate. The girl is slapped, and the boy is struck with a weapon. The lieutenant gives the signal to open fire, and all the Russians are killed. The lieutenant congratulates the team on the success of their first mission. When they return to the command post, Mykola looks for his friends and training comrades. He is told they are on a separate mission. Later, he discovers that one of them was brutally killed by a sniper. One day, the team is sent on another mission. They are prepared with explosives, and the detonator is hidden with a leaf. When the Russians approach, Mykola is surprised to see his former student among them. Ivan, the student who had always given him a hard time. All the Russians are killed by the explosion, including Ivan. The lieutenant tells Mykola not to feel guilty because Ivan made the decision. While resting, the lieutenant takes a family photo. Mykola asks to see it. The officer says his 2 daughters don't know the nature of his work. He has an agreement with his wife to keep his true work hidden. All they know is that he is on a business trip. The lieutenant notices the crucifix Mykola is wearing. He asks if it's an amulet. Mykola tells him it symbolizes his family. Ukrainian forces secure the border trenches while snipers take their positions. It's only a matter of time until the Russian forces pass through. Meanwhile, the Russians prepare to invade the region. Mykola sees the man who killed his wife with the sniper rifle. He asks the lieutenant for permission to shoot, but he tells him to hold back. Mykola asks again because he has a perfect shot. At this moment, he is too impatient not to take it. The request is denied, but Mykola can't afford to miss this opportunity. He pulls the trigger and kills the Russian in the throat. The Russian is dead. The officer is disappointed that his order was ignored. Unbeknownst to them, an elite Russian sniper named Siri is able to identify their location. The lieutenant locates Siri and tells Mykola where the sniper is, but the Russian is too quick and reacts. The officer is then killed. Mykola now knows their position is compromised. He puts the officer's body on his back and faces the Russian assault. He finds a trench and takes cover for safety. He manages to survive, but the officer is not as lucky. He feels very guilty for the officer's death, who always believed in him and gave him a chance to serve. His emotions overwhelmed him when he tried to kill, even though he was told not to. The only way to avenge the officer's death is to find the sniper who killed him. Mykola sets out on a mission alone. He spots 2 snipers and manages to take them down, but he is shot in the arm. While resting, Mykola receives a call from a brigadier who informs him about the Russian sniper but can't provide details for now. He wants to update Mykola once they meet. Mykola prepares his equipment and heads to the designated location. This is his chance to learn more about the Russian sniper. The brigadier informs his men about the sniper's skills. He has already eliminated 5 of their snipers and 3 machine gunners. He is a force to be reckoned with. They have an idea of his preferred location. Based on the killings he has committed and the fact that he hasn't changed positions, a soldier suggests covering the area with mines. But the officer opposes the idea. He lets Mykola explain why they can't do it, as he is from the area. Mykola explains that the place where the sniper is hiding is a chlorine depot, and using mines to kill him could cause environmental problems. Each sniper is assigned a task. The officer clarifies that once the secondary targets are eliminated, he wants Mykola to climb up in the building and kill the Russian sniper. Then the snipers leave. They are all in position now. Mykola confirms he is also in position after crawling to the target area. He manages to get behind 2 Russians and immediately kills them. The other snipers have their targets on soldiers and await the shooting signal. They manage to take down all of them. After a countdown to shoot at the same time, Siri notices that his soldiers are no longer reporting, so he moves to see what's happening outside. Another Russian sniper leaves his position to investigate, as there seems to be a communication problem. They don't know that Mykola is approaching and waiting for the perfect moment to kill them both. Siri checks on one of the snipers outside. He is surprised to find that the sniper has been killed, so he calls for reinforcements. He is told to wait 10 minutes until Siri's team arrives. He returns to his position and looks through his scope. He notices a wooden crucifix next to him before he can react. Mykola jumps over him and stabs him in the throat, and the other sniper returns to his position. As he does, a grenade is detonated, killing him. The film ends with Siri's anticipated reinforcements. A Russian officer radios him and tells him they will pay for what they did in Crimea, another territory invaded by the Russians, so Mykola kills him. Russian soldiers disembark from trucks, but they stand no chance against the well-positioned Ukrainian snipers to finish them all. When the smoke clears, Mykola returns home and visits his wife's grave. His mission to avenge his wife's death is complete, but his work is not yet finished.